Okay, today's lesson is on simple moving average. So this is one of the things that is pretty easy to do. It just may become a little bit tedious, but usually there's not any issues with this. Simple moving averages. So I remember how I told you that investors, true investors, real investors, they don't have to be professionals, but real investors don't look at the day to day. They don't. The stock market is going to go up and it's going to go down from trade to trade and based on a variety of things. So we've seen highs and lows for the day are not necessarily near, where it opened or where it closed, and it's really hard to spot sort of trends when you're just looking at the day-to-day stuff. So what investors and and people that are doing this for real, like to actually make money, they use a technique that is used to sort of smooth out the data. If you look at stock prices, they jump up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. To better see overall trends, they use what is called a simple moving average, which will smooth out the rockiness of a stock price to better see trends. So that's called a simple moving average. A simple moving average is, and I'm going to change this color. A simple moving average is the averaging, go figure, of daily stock prices. Oh, forgot the S. Stock prices for a given amount of time. True investors will always do simple moving averages, and there are different variations. You can have 3-day simple moving averages, 5, 7, 10, whatever. You can have an infinite amount. But basically, if you have a 3-day simple moving average, you're going to average 3 days at a time, meaning add up all the stock prices, divide by 3, and then do that over a given time to get a bunch of averages, what we call simple moving averages, to see the overall trends. Now, to show you what that looks like, we can look at a picture here. So in the picture, you will see that the date, so this is the day to day. So day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, and it goes all the way. These are 27 days. So you can see the stock price goes, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So very up and down. The blue line is a 5-day simple moving average, and you can see that just by averaging 5 days at a time, it is a much smoother curve. The overall trend is up and then down. So much easier to see trends when you are doing simple moving averages. And then if we go out even further, 10 days, it makes it even smoother. You can see that if we average 10 days at a time, there really is a trend in the upward direction, and then sort of at the very end it tails down. But really, really nice to see stock prices when you do these averages. It's a lot easier to see what's going on. So the longer the simple moving average, the smoother the graph will be. And investors use simple moving averages when they want to identify and follow trends in prices. So remember, if we were to just find the average, adding the numbers and dividing by how many there are, we would have nothing to compare to. So what we do is we do a moving average, and you'll see what I mean by moving, to actually see this trend. So first, we'll look at a 5-day simple moving average over a 10-day time span. So we have 10 days of stock prices. and we're going to do a 5-day simple moving average. So here's what we do. So we're only going to look at 5 days at a time. So the closing prices for 10 consecutive trading days for a particular stock are shown. So we have day 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 10. These are the closing prices. So when you do a simple moving average, the first thing you do is do the average of the first 5 prices. So 1 through 5. So we're going to calculate that average. Okay? And then, so if we do 30, whatever, so I'll do it right now, 35.02 plus 35.01 plus 34.65 plus 36.09 plus 35.32, and then divide by 5, I get an average of 35.22 if I round. And so, and then what we do is all we do is move it one number down, so that the next average we do will just be the second through the 6th number. And then we'll average that. And that would go here. And then we would do it again, and the next one would be the 3rd number down to the 7th number. And then the next one would be the 4th number down to the 8th number. And then the last number would be the, or not the last number, but the 5th, or the 5th through the 9th. And then we will do the 6th through the 10th. So we'll do all of those averages and then look at the numbers. So let's see what we get. Now when we do this, over here you have a graph of this. So when you do the day to day, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, notice how you have it up, down, up, down. But if we do the simple moving averages, it really levels it off. And so you might think, oh man, up and then down, oh that's terrible. But when you do the simple moving averages, you get a nice upward smooth curve. And so this blue line can be misleading to investors, but true investors, when using a simple moving average, will get this nice curve, and they'll say, hey, this is a good stock. So again, to remind you, so when you're doing a simple moving average, if it is a 5-day simple moving average, you'll do the first 5 days, average it, write the number down. Then you'll just shift the little bar down one. So then I'll do 2 through 6, put the number down. Then I do 3 through 7, put the number down. Then I do 4 through 8, put the number down. 5 through 9, put the number down. 6 through 10, put the number down. So you'll have, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 numbers here that will show the overall trend. So we're actually going to do this. So let's do this. Okay. So it says, here are the closing prices for 10 consecutive trading days were 55, 60, 62, 48, 40, 42, 45, 46, 43, and 49. Calculate the 5-day simple moving average, plot both the closing prices and the averages in Desmos. Now, I'm not going to be able to do the whole Desmos thing on here. You can do that, but what I want you to see is just the trend. If we just were to use the daily, you would see that I went up, up, down, down, up, 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 down, and this last one is up. So you would see a sort of jagged up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Now watch what happens when we do the simple moving average. Since this is a 5-day simple moving average, I'm going to do 5 days at a time. Now luckily I have a couple colors here, so it makes it a little bit easier. But I'm going to do 55, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5 numbers, and average them. 55 plus 60 plus 62 plus 48 plus 40 equals, and divide by 5 because it's a 5-day, and I get 53. Change my colors. So notice how what I said before, this is not, finding averages is not hard, it's just a little tedious. So now I'm going to do 60 through the next number. So 60 plus 62 plus 48 plus 40 plus 42 equals, divided by 5, 50.4. Change colors. Now I'm going to do the next one to the next number, starting at 62. So 62 plus 48 plus 40 plus 42 plus 45 equals, divided by 5, 47.4. Change colors. Now I'm going to go from the next one. This is why it's easy to use different colors so you don't sort of overlap. So now starting with 48 plus 40 plus 42 plus 45 plus 46 equals, divided by 5, 44.2. And we got a couple more here. So now I'm going to start with 40 and go to 43. So 40 plus 42 plus 45 plus 46 plus 43 equals, divided by 5, 43.2. And last one, I'll return to black here. This is now going from 42 over to the last number, which is over here, 49. So 42 plus 45 plus 46 plus 43 plus 49 equals, divided by 5, and I get 45. So now we get a much nicer trend here. Here, if we just did the daily, look, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Whereas here, you see a real consistent trend in the downward direction, and then it goes a little bit up at the top. But way easier to see the trends. Okay, this would be an example of a stock that's gone down, 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 down. Oh, maybe it's on the rise. Might be a good time to buy, as you might see a trend in the upward direction. But look at, very consistent here, as opposed to this doing up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, that kind of thing. Much easier to read. Okay. So the next example, I made it a little shorter, so we don't have to do so many. But this is a 4-day simple moving average. So that means I only go 4 numbers at a time. So let's do this one. 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 121 plus 122 plus 120 plus 119 equals, divided by 4. Oops. Divided by 4, that didn't look right, is 120.5. I can change colors here. 122 to 124, 122 plus 120 plus 119 plus 124 equals, divided by 4, 121.25. 120 through 128, almost done. 120 plus 119 plus 124 plus 128 divided by 4 is 122.75. And then the last one here will go from 119 to 126. 119 plus 124 plus 128 plus 126 equals, divided by 4, 124.25. Now here, look, notice this. If we would have gone day to day, oops, up, down, down, up, down. Whereas here, it is a straight, consistent upward trend. Way easier to see this. This is growing. This stock is doing better and better and better, but you wouldn't see that on the day to day. So this is why we do this. So that's simple moving averages. Now we can also look at graphs too. So we can look at simple moving averages in terms of graphs. And I believe this is it. And we're done. So when looking to look at how simple moving averages are used by investors, let's look at a typical graph. The graph contains day-to-day closing prices, a 7-day simple moving average, and a 21-day simple moving averages. Investors look for crossovers where shorter SMA or simple moving averages overtake a longer SMA. Crossovers often signal when a stock reversal might be near. So what I mean by that, now let's zoom in here. What do I mean by that? When you have a shorter simple moving average go above a longer moving average, that is the time to buy. So that's just, a rule of thumb that investors use. So when we are looking at this, let me change colors here. You're looking at the 7-day. The 7-day is the purple one. So this is your 7-day here. Okay. And compare that to the longer one, this is the longer one. Can be hard to tell here. And I just made the colors change. That's weird. These are backwards. I just realized that. I forgot that is. These are backwards. These are wrong. Let me change these. This is not the close. The close is blue. So this color is actually supposed to be here, and this color is actually supposed to be here, and the orange is actually supposed to be the long one. I forgot. This color is off. What this is supposed to be the short. This is supposed to be the long. So what we want to do is see where the short one overtakes or goes above the long one. This is what they look at, and this is where they see time to buy. So if we follow this short one, when does it go above the long? Right there. This is what we call a crossover. When a shorter SMA overtakes a longer SMA. So this right here is the overtake, and this would be the time to buy. So the question says, on what trading day should an investor consider buying the stock? It looks like on day 27. And then suppose that on the 35th day of trading, the 21-day SMA rises above the 7-day. What that means is now the longer one is going above the shorter one. If you can sort of put the pieces together, I should buy when the short overtakes the long. What do you think I should do when the long overtakes the short? You probably guessed it. Sell. Okay, when the short overtakes the long, that is buy. But when the long, if back over here overtakes the short, this is the time to sell. That's it. Hopefully it makes sense. Don't worry if it doesn't, then we'll go over it the next day. So, thanks. There are practice questions. Please make sure that we do some of those. Want some practice with this if you're going to think you're going to do well.